episode 2 of Retroid Review here on Super Retroid. Try saying that 3 times as fast. It's impossible. Retroid Review is the biggest tongue twister of all time. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, this is a Nintendo 64. And one of the greatest consoles ever made. Maybe not for design, as it looks like a Space Invader really. But for the games that were on it, they were revolutionary at the time. And I don't use that word lightly. I mean, you look at the release title, Super Mario 64, I still don't think that game's been better today. For a platformer, 3D platformer, awesome still. I'd still quite happily shove that in this bad boy and play it. But we're not talking about that today. Now, when I talk to my friends or people who I meet about the N64, there's always a few titles that are brought up. Like we just mentioned, Super Mario 64, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye, F-Zero maybe. But one game that's never mentioned is this. Now, it's a bit tatty, but that's because it's so much loved. And this is called Blast Corps. And it's a game from Rare, who have made some of the best Nintendo 64 games ever. They made Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Jet Force Gemini. In later years, when they joined with Xbox, they've made maybe one decent game, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which I think is actually quite fun. But their other stuff, Perfect Dark Zero, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, not up to their usual standard. But anyway, nobody talks about this game, but why not? It's Rareware on the N64. They're missing out. Let's play this sucker.
So here we go then, and the first thing you'll notice about this is just the lovely sound that this game produces. So it starts off with this quite gritty, quite bassliney piece of music, and then all of a sudden it just gets awesome. Just soak this in for a bit, it is beautiful. Or not. Anyway, now we're waiting for the controller back, and of course, I haven't played this game in about 5-10 years, so there's going to be nothing saved. And then we get to the name entry screen, and so many people seem to get this wrong. But this is just so intuitive. I've had no knowledge of the control scheme, but I know that A button is going to select the letter, and that B button is going to go back, and it just works. And there's no need for an instruction manual for this. You just know that this is how it's going to be. And it's fantastic. And yes, I'm calling myself Growler. I'm not really a Growler, it's more of a lady name. So then we get this lovely little introduction which tells you what the game's all about. And basically your mission is, mission 1, clear the path for the carrier on each level. And that's basically all you have to do. And it sounds pretty simple and there wouldn't be much depth. But you wait and see. This game will blow you away, literally. So yeah, you've got to clear all the buildings that are in the path of this nuclear missile and hope that it doesn't explode. And who wouldn't want to not do that? It's just fantastic. Of course, being a Rare game, there's lots of collectibles, but not in the similar vein that they have with other games. This is, you have to get gold medals by completing the tasks they set out for you on each of the levels. So we're going to start here with the only level we can. And normally we'd skip these bits and get straight to the game, but it adds so much atmosphere to it. It's like a little introduction, you know, this is the sort of zone that you're going to work in, this is the area you're going to have to be working in, and it's just lovely. It's nice and laid back before the game really goes mental on you. And yeah, it's the calm before the storm. It's beautiful. I love everything this game does. Drops you off, and let's get on with the game proper. Quality. So this is your first vehicle that you have to control, and it's, well, basically a bulldozer. And there's some lights on the ground, you follow them and it will take you to your first building. Or you can go your own path, it doesn't matter, you can go literally where you like. It's as open as you want it to be. But obviously there are certain buildings that you have to destroy, otherwise the carrier will explode when it meets them. But you don't have to, you can just let the carrier explode, or you can go off after another building and, you know, play it quite unsafe if you like. So yeah, you're smashing through the buildings. It is very satisfying. And again, I have not read the instruction book. The controls are so simplistic and so easy to use that it's just second nature. I mean, you want the controls to be the same for every game. You want A to be accelerate, you want B to brake and reverse, and that's all there is to it. You don't need anything else. It's fantastic. Oh, I love this game. Just driving over stuff and the explosions and the noises and that cheesy music, like it's like country but a little bit sped up, a little bit of dancing there. Oh, it's just magic. I mean, I'm so surprised that people haven't played this game, because it is just... I can't praise it enough. There aren't enough adjectives to say how good this game is. It's freaking amazing. I absolutely adore it. I could play it for hours. In fact, I am going to do a game over on it, because there isn't a game over screen, so it just means I can play it till I get bored of it. And who wouldn't want to see that? Well, not many people. So anyway, that's the first mission completed, and I hopefully will get a gold medal. 1 gold medal. To get the second gold medal on each stage, you have to complete certain tasks, and I've forgotten what they are, but they do get quite in-depth in the end.
So that's your first vehicle you come into contact with, and the only word that I can describe it with is just joy. Just the smile it puts on your face, and the music is just, it's just uplifting and beautiful, and it's just so much fun. And that's after one vehicle, and there's about 6 or 7 of them. No, there's more than that. There's cars and there's racing and that. So after one mission, you're absolutely hooked. This game has got you. It's shown you how much fun destroying stuff is. And there's more.
So the next vehicle that you have to take control of, I nearly forgot what they were called then, is Backlash. And this little introduction video shows you what you gotta do. You basically gotta drive up to a building, swing your ass out and knock the buildings over. And then you get to try it.
Go for it.
And I can remember having trouble with this the original time I played this, and I honestly, these missions really pissed me off, because they are just difficult. Once you get into the zone, it's easy, but it just takes a little bit of practice to get used to this. And as you can see, I'm making a bit of hash of this. And you think it would be easy, but I generally don't know when I'm supposed to turn this stupid thing. And if you put the brake on, you don't go fast enough to get your end out. So, well, get your back end out. Oh, they both sound rude. So, most of the time I end up doing this and just bouncing into the buildings and wasting a lot of time and just hoping that they fall down. But, you know, it works. However, when there's a bit more of a stringent time limit, it can get quite tense and quite frustrating, and normally this game is just fun. This is probably the most frustrating part of the game. So we've had the bulldozer, which is fantastic, easy, and this, which is a little bit more difficult to control, but I suppose they couldn't make the game too easy and just have you running over stuff. But I'm sure you've watched enough of me hashing this up, so that's enough of Backlash.
Okay. After the pure pleasure of the first vehicle, the second vehicle has made us a little bit grumpy. But it in no way hampers your enjoyment of this game. Okay, so there's one vehicle which is a little difficult to control. But who cares? You can get good at that, right? It's just one tiny bit of the game, and you will get good at it. Dead good at it. With a little bit of practice. You see, I'm so happy I'm talking gibberish and I'm mumbling. It's just fantastic. But yeah, there's a little bit of frustration, but you wouldn't want it to all be plain sailing. And it will get harder towards the end of the game, but who cares when you're having this much fun?
So we're going to go on to another mission now, and we're going to show you Sideswipe. And but before we get there, we have this lovely little introduction which you get on all the levels, and you can press start to skip it, but why would you? It's just so atmospheric and totally gets you immersed in the game. Oh, I bloody love it. Oh, I mean, this is a Rareware title that people never really talk about, and it's insane because it's probably their most fun game. I mean, yeah, GoldenEye is fantastic and Perfect Dark is genius, but this, for pure fun, has got to be just the top of the bunch. So anyway, we're on to our new vehicle. This is Sideswipe, and you'll see why it's called Sideswipe fairly shortly. Now, the nuclear truck, I guess you can call it, is going a different route to you, so you have to race round to the other side of the bridge and hopefully get there first so you can destroy the buildings in the way. So there we go, that's why it's called Sideswipe. Little things come out the sides of the truck and blow shit up. Oh, and again, it's so satisfying. just love all these vehicles. They're so much fun to play with. But as you can see, there is only a certain amount of sideswiping you can do. The little meter just to the bottom left of the screen shows you that I only have 35 left now, so I have to be careful. The trouble is, whilst playing this video and making this video, I forgot and didn't know this. And before too long, I'm going to run out. Ah, that's not good. But the trouble is with this game is that everything is too much fun. And if there's a limit on something, you just don't notice because you're too busy blowing shit up. Toxic spills. Now there is these little people that will sometimes run out of the buildings and you're supposed to save them. And I can't really remember how you do that. I think you call in a helicopter and they come and save them. And you don't have to do it, but if you want to get all the gold medals, which the collector in me wants to do, you're going to have to do that sooner or later. But again, it's not that necessary to enjoy the game. So there we are. I've run out. And Christ, what do I do now? Nothing. You can't run into them because this machine will not break them. So you're stuffed. Absolutely stuffed. Now for a minute here, I thought that maybe getting out and getting back in the truck had caused it to glitch. And then I realised, no, I've just run out of attacks. So, sugar, what do? Drive around for a bit, see what else I can find? There probably is a way of getting extra swipes, but sod it. Let's go and create a few mutants, shall we? Yeah? I think that's what we're going to have to do. Which is a shame. But, you know, it's my own fault. I should have looked at the game properly. And you can't even get in the truck. That's a shame. There is another vehicle on this stage somewhere though, but I'm not entirely sure where it is. I think it's a robot, but I can't find him. So I think it's time to do the only thing we can do and kill ourselves. Goodbye. Worst nuclear explosion ever.
So that was Sideswipe, and as you can tell, the game has got some strategy to it. You can't just go off destroying everything, and if you want to get that second gold medal, you have to destroy everything on the level. So you've got to be careful with pressing that R button and making your sideswipes go out, because you've only got a certain amount. So what more could you want from this game, really? I mean, it's got everything. It's got fun, it's got destruction, it's got strategy. Maybe big robots?
So I'm going to show you one more vehicle, and it's the weirdly named J-Bomb. God knows what's called that. Oh, I get it, Jumping Bomb. Anyway, how cool is that? Now, I'd normally show you the introductions videos, but sod it. Let's play it. This looks like so much fun. So, you hold down A to thrust and move your little J-Bomb over the thing, and it looks like you can't get up high enough, but with a little bit of wiggling, and then slam. And you don't have to be right at the top of the building, but it does help. As long as you get the bottom, really, the rest is going to fall over anyway. So slam that building to the ground. Oh, it's just so much fun. It's something you don't get with today's game. It's just a sense of pure enjoyment. You've heard me say the word fun and smiling and enjoyment so much, but it's just true. This makes you just so happy, and just destroying stuff for the pure reason of destroying stuff. Just utter joy. And another gold medal, fantastic. Love it.
So I've shown you a few levels, I've shown you a few of the vehicles, and it is just the most fun you can have on your own with clothes on. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, on this show I'm going to tell you whether you should go and buy a retro game or not. I mean, with the first review it was Choo Choo Rocket, and to be honest, it's not really worth buying. It's not that good a game. But with this, I could play this today. After I finish doing this video, I'm going to go and play that mother till I finished it, because it's just, I've forgotten how much fun this game can be. It's just pure magic, and it's with all Rare games. They are just the most fun to play. Banjo-Kazooie, yes, there's a lot of collecting involved, there's coins, there's Jinjos, there's feathers, there's eggs, there's all sorts of stuff you have to collect. But it's so much fun, and the graphics are brilliant, the colours are so bright. Sorry about that. The colours are beautiful and the graphics are lovely. It's like living in a painting, and this is exactly the same. I mean, Blast Corps doesn't really roll off the tongue, but it should do. It should be one of those games that we always talk about. With, you know, hindsight, you're thinking, oh, it's got rose-tinted spectacles. Rose-tinted spectacles. We should be thinking about this game. So look on eBay, see if you can find it. But I doubt you will, because nobody wants to sell this, because it's so good. So, we come to my final thought on this game, and I'm not going to say anything majestic. It's just going to be, play it. If you can find a copy, just go and play it. It's magic from start to finish. There's bits of it which will frustrate the crap out of you, but generally, it's just fantastic. I absolutely love it, and people don't praise it enough, and don't talk about it enough, and they should. So, from now on, when you talk about the N64, the first game you have to mention is Blast Corps, and people go, Blast Corps? What the bloody hell is that? And then you can tell them, and if you've got a copy of the game, you can make them play it. And let's get this game a classic. This deserves to be in the top 10. When you have those top 10 lists of best games of all time, this should be in there. It's just fantastic. Stop this video, I'm off to play it some more. In fact, I'm thinking about doing a game over on it, because there is no game over screen. I can play it to the end. You lot might get bored of it, but I certainly won't. So let's play Blast Corps on game over. Maybe. But seriously, go and find a copy, shove it in your N64, forget the games that are coming out now. Today we just got sequel after sequel, and this is a truly original game from one of the best games makers of all time, Rare. They have made the best games. Why are you still there? Go and play Blast Corps!